Good evening and welcome back to the One Celtic Fans View. My name is Baz. Welcome back to the channel. The clock is wrong. Oh, why is the clock wrong? The clock is way wrong. The clock is wrong this evening. It's typical. I'm running a little bit late and we'll just need to leave it the way it is. I'll sort it for the next video. It shouldn't need to be sorted, but it is what it is. That's the technology for you. Thursday night, it's my Friday night, as everyone on the channel knows, and there's a little green beer. And to the person that said, stop advertising alcohol, about as good as Huntiers. Hopefully we'll have plenty of those at the weekend. Let me just double check this. That should be fine. Hey, it's like Huntiers. Anyway, thought I'd miss you, Baz. It says, Lorna, no, I'm running late tonight. I'm running way late. We went out for tapas. We went out for some tapas and yeah, just take your time and enjoy life. So yeah, everyone is in the house. There's some headlines. I'll run through the headlines that are kicking about first of all. Sky Sports have dropped a big one. Looks like Henrik Larsson might be on our TV screens this weekend. Going by the little thing that Sky dropped, but we'll wait and see. We'll wait and see. Some other Celtic head. You want it, Doug? Oh, Doug's wanting the room. Give me 2 seconds. Doug doesn't wind in. Anyway, right. I'll run through some of the headlines. And in the world for Celtic today, you've got to laugh at this one. You can tell it's a Glasgow Derby week. You can tell it's a Glasgow Derby week. Clement for Barcelona, Man United, or is it Liverpool, Bayern Munich? It's not just Celtic who have an elite manager now, you know. Fuck off, shut it. Chris Sutton says that Celtic will have to be brave and play out from the back. Isn't that how we play all the time, from the back? Timothy Awata explains a big improvement as he steams ahead with his Celtic career. Henrik Larsson's been talking about the special relationship between Celtic fans in an interview, and Mikey Johnson's been told to leave Celtic as his quality has never been in doubt. Leave Celtic and his quality has never been in doubt is Mikey Johnston. Right, a little dive into the 65 current people watching the video. Let me dive into some of the messages in the chat, first of all, and then we'll run through some of the Celtic news this evening, and then we'll just have a bit of a blather, because it's a big game seemingly this weekend. As if last week's game wasn't big enough. There's a big game. They're all getting excited. You do miss the excitement when you do stay outside Scotland. You can just like have a normal life. It's fantastic. Anyway, Brian X was first up. Good evening all. Any tick got information on where to watch the Celtic in Lagos, Portugal? Find an Irish bar, mate, or just go into the Brian, if you're still watching the video, go into CelticBars.com. Go into CelticBars.com and you'll be able to find if there is a Celtic bar or a Celtic supporters club in the area. Stevie Parker Boyd says, evening Baz and fellow Fenians. And I put let go. If I can delete that. I don't know why I put that. Move that. And Jim F says, evening Baz. Tamak is in the house. Wee man Sham says, Mon Celtic. Who really cares? Says, hail Baz. Lorna Gallagher says, hey, I thought I'd missed you. No, I'm running late. Paul Baird's in the house. And Dean Lopez for Leaf Clover. Helen is in the house. Good evening to you, Helen. Hope you're good. Evan Sean, Chris McNally, Hazel, David. It's coming in from Louisiana. Again, this is the furthest one away this evening is Louisiana. Woo! And Lorna says, evening everyone. Hail from Arbroath, Louisiana. That's a hard one. I do miss an Arbroath smoky. I do. Tell us what Louisiana's got. Tell us what Louisiana's got food-wise. Because Arbroath's got smokies. Well, they got burgers. Tell us what's the best food. No, don't, because it'll go down the food route, and it always having a beer. Baz Duncan from Dunoon, roll on Sunday. Yep. And this is crosses for Sunday, and he'll from Dublin. Dublin is in the house, and I have just put this onto the land of Twitter just to try and get some more people online. I am running late, so people will think that I'm not doing a live and went and done other things. Anyway, Celtic and West Ham are in the hunt for a 21-year-old a 21 goal hitman. Celtic and West Ham are amongst the clubs who are chasing Panathinaikos striker Fotis Londas. Fotis Londas. But they're not bad who a Greek striker was before. Oh, the dog's not, did you hear that? The dog's not happy. Wait, do you want to hear it? Right, good morning. Dog's not happy. You've got to let her out the room. She wants to go and see what her mother's doing. Parkhead boy looks like Parkheadshire these days. Right, let's get back to that one. Yeah, so there's a couple of publications running with this story. I'm looking at the one from Inside Football. And they're talking about the 24-year-old Greek striker. He has scored 21 goals in 38 appearances across all competitions this season. I've got to say, 21 goals across the 31 appearances is quite good. We do need another striker in. I would like to see, and we all know on this channel, I would like to see Celtic revert back to some kind of 3-5-2 formation. We need to play two strikers. Celtic needs to play two strikers. I think we play better and we score more goals when we play the two strikers. As performances across Europe have several clubs, it's been said, believed to be interested in signing him. One of them is Dave Moyes. Is he still in a job down at West Ham? Unbelievable. Lazio, Frankfurt, and even Sevilla. Sevilla are keeping tabs on him with the summer in mind, as well as some Italian clubs. But it's West Ham that are also in there. David Moyes has been looking to add a striker for a while. The Panathinaikos hitman has been on the radar of Celtic. Also, with the Adam Ida situation at Celtic Park still under a cloud. But Panathinaikos are expected to ask for 15 million euros for him. Celtic will not pay 15 million euros for a striker. Not a friggin' chance. Not a chance. Which means we're going to get Adam Ida for about 6 million, doesn't it? That's what it means. That's what it comes down to. It's coming down to the fact that we're going to... Is your dog called Samaras? No, it's not. No, it's not called Samaras. Predictions for Sunday. We'll get to that in a moment, Kieran. We'll get to that in a moment. We'll probably be doing a live on Friday evening, and we'll do a live at 4:45 on Saturday. So full-time Saturday when the other scores come in, we will do a live then also, just to talk up the game on Saturday on Sunday lunchtime. So what should worry about us for Sunday, says Kieran? Not a thing. Not a thing. We've getting everyone back. So I'm not really worried about that. John Beaton, the referee, he's been making headlines again, seemingly. He's obviously he's had raised eyebrows with his involvement due to the defeat to Hearts. And it was obvious that he was going to get that game. He's given Rangers more penalties than any other referee in Scotland. The decision to appoint him was always going to be the only decision they would make. As far as I was concerned, you just knew it was going to be Brother Beaton from the Lodge. But Don Robertson was the man in the middle last Sunday, and Beaton this week. It's going to be interesting. It is going to be an interesting game. Inverness Cali said, they put an announcement, said the club is pleased to announce that following our appeal to the SFA's fast-track tribunal against a red card given to Kamikea by referee John Beaton has been rescinded, along with a yellow card received for simulation. Sammy's now available for this weekend. So there's Beaton making the headlines again. Another... well, perfectly fucking honest decision. It's all honest decisions that these guys make. My arse it is. But and then there is the Glasgow World put out a thing about Kieran Tierney again. They have put out an article about Kieran Tierney saying that he would love a Celtic transfer. As long as one major hurdle is banished, anything is possible. I think the days, this clamour to get Kieran Tierney back to Celtic, I think there are a lot better and younger players out there that we could go for. And you're not going to deny that Kieran was fantastic his first time at Celtic, but a player of Kieran's stature and the injuries he's had, would it be a good move for Celtic? Tell me that in the comments. Would you take Kieran Tierney back? We'll talk about the game on Sunday in a minute, but we need to talk about this because Glasgow World have put out a thing saying Kieran Tierney would love to come back to Celtic. If he gets a chance to stay in Spain, he's going to stay in Spain. He said it in a few publications over here. If he gets the chance to stay here, he'll stay here, and he'll stay here because he loves the food and he loves the lifestyle. And let's face it, would you rather? Let's be really honest. A player that's been at Celtic for such a long time, growing up, and then winning everything that he did and achieving everything that he did under Brendan Rodgers the first time round. There's not a lot more for Kieran Tierney to achieve coming back to Celtic. So you can understand that he would maybe love to come back one day, but that's usually at the end of their playing career. Kieran is still at an age where he could still achieve great things in European football. He could still achieve major targets in European football. And I think getting him to the right club in Spain is probably going to be one of the things that his agent's probably looking at for this summer. Coming back to Celtic? Nah, not a chance. I think the injury woes that he's had over the last couple of years at Spurs, and even this season in Spain, the injuries that he's had, I just think that there are younger players, and it's not the Celtic way. It's not the Celtic way to go and get a player like Kieran Tierney and bring him back, and the money that would be involved in that. As much as Brendan Rodgers likes him as a player and as a person, it was Brendan Rodgers that sold him at the end of the day. You know, it was Brendan Rodgers. But anyway, I think it's just one in the past. I think there's always going to be beaten, says Paul Baird. Yes. But when you look at Kieran Tierney's situation, I just think it's the Celtic model wouldn't change that much to bring Kieran Tierney back. I don't think that the Celtic hierarchy. I mean, sometimes when you come back as the second time, it never works out quite as good. And I wouldn't want to take away from anything that Kieran done the first time round. I mean, I can remember being at Hampden when he's standing right in front of me with a megaphone. And I loved that. You know, when he'd come up to the section right behind the goals at Hampden and he comes and gets the megaphone and he joins in, and he loved it. He absolutely loved it. Let's not take away those memories. Let's not ruin those memories by bringing the player back that is a little bit injury prone. Anyway, let's get back to some of the comments. Parkour Boy, make it come on about 6 years, buddy. What's the difference between oranges and apples? Apples are hard as fuck to grow over here. Yeah, couldn't resist that one. Anyway, Paul McCune says afternoon. Paul Baird says, agree with you, Baz. It was always going to be beaten who was be given the Glasgow Derby on Sunday. Yep. Michael says, I hope the players want a result as much as the fans do on the hoops. I think the players will do, because the players will know if they do this. Look, don't worry about what the mindset of the players is, because the players went to Ibrox at the beginning of the season and a much depleted team. And they thought that it was going to be a walk in the park. They thought they were going to absolutely trounce us at the beginning of the season, and they didn't. They didn't manage to do that. So, hi, Uncle Stuart. How are you? I just think that I think it'll take care of itself, and as long as the referee has a half decent game and doesn't give them anything that they shouldn't be given, I think Celtic will win it. We've got the better players, we've got the team, we've got the manager that knows how to do it. We've got the players that know how to get over the line. And I've said this many times before, you know, having the likes of James Forrest in that team, Callum McGregor. I mean, even if Callum McGregor's not fit, you're going to have Callum McGregor on the bench. You're going to have Callum McGregor on the bench because he knows what it takes to win these games. And they have that experience of getting over the line. And they know what it takes. So, yeah, I still think it's us. I still think that we're going to win the league. So, yeah, I'm not really worried about that. Anyway, that's the John Beater one. Tomoki Iwata, the player that will be dropped if Callum McGregor is fit enough. I've never seen anything coming out of Celtic today, but I'm running late, so I'll check some more headlines. There's been no news. Obviously, the manager will speak to the press tomorrow, and it'll be interesting to see, because one of the first questions will be, Landon, man, what about the skipper? What about Callum McGregor? Is he going to be fit for the game? And he will be asked that question. He'll be like, that'll be the first question on the lips: is what players are fit and what players aren't. More importantly, is Calmac ready for the game? Come on, the Calmac. not the fairies. Tomoki Iwata's recent performances at Celtic has made sure that he's marked his place in the team. Can he become that midfield general that we'll hope that can take over for Callum McGregor and allow Callum McGregor to push further forward into his more favoured position? McGregor does return from injury with the team uh, navigating the last 7 games of the season, plus a couple of cup games. If we get through past Aberdeen, and I think the way that Aberdeen season is going, it's pretty much a winner that we're going to beat Aberdeen in the semi-final. But it can never be said. You have to watch it. But because of when the final is in May, I think it's got Celtic written all over it. I think it does have Celtic written all over it. With the team, obviously, Iwata has walked into the team and he's adapted quite well. He's provided Celtic with a reliable midfield option for a change, rather than someone that's just not up to it. The Japanese player is obviously in the team, and Hatate's back in the team. O'Reilly will be in the team at the weekend. But it's all going to come down to whether the one and only Kalmak is fit enough. But Iwata has turned around and said, he says, I always think about my part in the game. He says, if I'm all involved in scoring, I say, one of my strengths is to read the opposition attacks from defence. He likes to, so you can, he is a bit like Callum McGregor that way. He's watching the way that they're building up from the back and from the defence. He wants to show how he can get involved in goals. And on top of that, he said he was happy to show that what he could do in the Livingston game. He wants to continue every single game, which is good. You want players that want to be fighting for the position, and Tomoki Iwata seems to be doing that. It's important to continue and improve my performances, says Tomoki Iwata. I have had a chance to play. I want to play and contribute to winning matches, says Tomoki Iwata. He then goes on to say, I want to be more involved in goal contributions. I want to be an important player in the team. If I have an opportunity to play in coming matches, I will focus on getting results and showing how I can improve each match. As a team, I think it's very important to focus on one game at a time and win matches together. If we improve quality each performance, I've got to be in my bonnet about this at the end of the season. We should not be trying to improve each performance at the end of the season. You should be relaxed in the quality you have. You should be relaxed in the team performances. You should be relaxed with the players and confident that the players around and about you can achieve. And maybe that's because the way that Celtic's been over the last 10 to 15 years, we've always achieved great things. And this talk, Brendan said it as well the past couple of weeks, that their performance is getting better at each game. We've got 7 fucking games remaining. We shouldn't be about improving performances. We should be at our peak. Everyone should be at their peak. Anyway, Tomoki Iwata says, I believe I can ultimately end the season the way we want to, and that is champions. Ole, ole. Anyway, what do you think about Tomoki Iwata? Maida needs to make Tavernier play in his own half. I don't even want to talk about it. Keith Roberts says, most of us are missing the point. Sevco's defence is vulnerable. Get right into them from kickoff. Exactly. Kalmak is the cog that moves the wheels in the Celtic team. We need him. It's a crucial game. We need to win this. We do need to win it. And I think Cal McGregor, I think he will be given every opportunity right up until Saturday. When they do train on Saturday, he will be given that opportunity to prove that he is more than capable to play the game. When you look at it, I'm just looking at a comment. They're shit scared of Kyogo and Rio Hatate. Yes, they are. It's as simple as that. Rio Hatate on the pitch again. Rio Hatate wasn't playing at the beginning of the season. Rio Hatate's missed out most of this season. Never had a settled side all the season, but as said Richard, yes, exactly, Richard, we haven't. And I think this is what is important with these last 7 games. Going into this last run of games at Celtic, it's massively important. Brendan Rodgers spoke about it. The fact that we've got Cameron Carter-Vickers and Liam Scales. And I told you at the beginning of the season, I was right. I said, don't be... We'll look back to August. Let's look back to August. And when Liam Scales was brought into the team in a makeshift defence, and he was playing absolutely... Oh my goodness, I've just had a weather warning for tomorrow flash up on my screen. 27 degrees, for fuck's sake. I did say at the beginning of the season, I said right back in August, I said, don't be surprised if we are sitting here at the end of the season with Liam Scales as one of your most important players. And he's the man solid in defence with Cameron Carter-Vickers. And I've been proved right. So, yeah, I shouted that at the beginning of the season. Don't be surprised. And don't be surprised if he's up there for most improved player of the season. Come on, Baz, tell her your dog's name. If you do, I'll get it tattooed on my knob. Ginny Weasley. Your knob's not big enough. Anyway, still no winning player of the year, Baz. We'll wait and see. Richard says, remember that conversation in August? Yep. Dominic says, 12-1 for a Celtic 1-0 victory. Happy days. Stick a tenner on that. Stick a tenner on Celtic to win 1-0. It's not going to be a high-scoring game. And don't expect a high-scoring game. Expect a tight game. Expect a real tight game. And I think it's going to be 1-0. It's got 1-0. It's either going to go one of two ways. It's going to go 1-0 or it's going to be 3-1. It's going to be 1-0 or 3-1 or 2-1 or something stupid like that. I think that they might. I don't know, because we kept a clean sheet, and there has been the talk of the importance of keeping a clean sheet. Kevin Kimmett says, "Hi guys, what have I missed?" Not too much, honestly. Kieran Tierney's been speaking about. Well, he's not. There's a publication saying that Kieran Tierney would love a move from Arsenal to Celtic once again, but wages have not deemed an issue. They're saying that wages, Kieran's now lowering his wage demand. Is he lowering his wage demand just to get back and playing for Celtic? Because he knows that he's not going to get a big team coming for him. And Fotis Londinas, striker from Panathinaikos. But the price tag is far too much for Celtic. The Greek international has been linked with a move to Parkhead last year, according to the Daily Nun. And there's another publication saying that the fee, Inside Football, are saying that the fee is 15 million euros that they want for the player. That price is Celtic way out the target. Way out. He'll end up going to West Ham for 15 million. Celtic will not do that. If Adam Ida is too pricey, Aberdeen are still looking between 6 and 8 million to sell their main striker to Celtic. Who will Celtic go out and buy this summer? It doesn't matter. We've got an important game. The big game, the Glasgow Derby. Yes, is this weekend. So, with that being said, we need to get into talking about score lines and predictions. Tomorrow afternoon, once I've heard the afternoon chat from Brendan Rodgers, we will do a live tomorrow night at 6 p.m. 6 p.m. The back of 6 Celtic part-time tomorrow night. We'll do a live talking about the team and team predictions and team lineups, because it won't be until then that Brendan Rodgers will give us some little snippets of information. Green Machine said, big game player Kyogo to score anytime and Celtic to win 2-0. He's putting a bet on. Martin Davis says, hi mate, hi Baz, hi to you. I have a tenner on them getting a penalty, James Smith. Who's trying to phone me? No, I'm on the phone. So whoever's trying to phone me, go away. Just silence that. Silence that. Make sure that everything is still live and okay. I should really try and sort this whilst I'm live. Let me just see the clock. Why is the clock not showing? I changed just as I went up. Anyway, we went live. I have no idea who that was trying to phone. And I bet it was Andy. It's 5-7. Rangers 2, Celtic 4, said Richard Smith. Not a chance. I can't see us scoring 4 against them, and I can't see. Pat McGuire says the hate crime is the opinion that Earl Mountbatten assisted Jimmy Savile pump the king. I hope it's not. Pat, where have you been for so long? We've missed your absolutely mind-boggling comments, but we welcome them all. Anyway, we need to keep a clean sheet, says Paul Baird. If they miss the penalty, no doubt will receive one from Beaton. Get on your knees and pray for a repeat of that for me. Look, I think it'll be 2-1. It's going to be a 115-minute game. 115-minute game. I think it probably could be. Where did that comment go to? A lot of people are saying 4-3. 4-3. Come on, Patrick. Scales is the player of the year, says Paul Baird. Yeah, I mean, we could talk about that all day long, I think. Let's get towards the end of the season and then see. But I think that Scales has been the most improved player, most consistent. And I did say, look, all these guys that have came in for the best part of 7 million, and we're going to be sitting with Liam Scales at the end of the season. Celtic could have saved themselves 7 million by buying in Big Rocky and Big Gustav Lagerbelke. But then we would have been short in defence and we would have still went out and got Nat Phillips. Remember Nat Phillips? We have to remember how the season started. We need to sit back and think. John is in the house. Imagine leaving Kev to fix your sister's garden. Well, I asked him to come over here with my mom, but he didn't. Can you remember how we started the season with Nat Phillips in defence? Nat Phillips. You remember him? Yes. Jesus. Nat Phillips. Oh. David Seenan says, is that the Davy Seenan? Or is there another Davy Seenan? 2-0 Celtic. Stephen Pointer has gone, no tappy stuff for the back, 2-1 Celtic. I think there will be tappy stuff for the back, unfortunately. It's the way that they'll play this game. They'll try and draw them out as much as possible. Because they'll play a bit defensive as well. They'll be wary of us. They will pull people back right to the halfway line. I called him Naff Phillips, says Pat McGuire. And you'd be on the short list of t-shirt bass. Oh, Jesus. A short list of a t-shirt? T-shirt for what? Green Machine says, if it's 1-0 to Celtic, Beaton will keep Golson till it trips over his own feet on the 124th minute penalty. Please do not be 1-0 going into the 80th minute, because if it is in the 90th minute, because if it's 1-0 to Celtic, then I think we're going to need to score more than one. We're definitely going to we need to score more than one. Baz, did you say you were awake at Sunday? I got told that, and then the person that told me it said they got the wrong information. So I have to apologise about that this morning. I got told that Celtic were possibly going to be playing an away top, and then it said it wasn't sure. And it was the same person that usually leaks the team to me. But he's went on radio silence today, so looks like there's a lockdown in Celtic Park today. There's a lockdown in Celtic Park, and there's no information coming out whatsoever. Who really cares? Says everyone was stunned that Nat didn't start the derby. Remember Nat Phillips? I remember Nat played Rogers. Oh, Jesus. It's okay fixing your sister's garden. Charlie Adams sniffed his sister's pants. Charlie Adams' sister's pants, they're the best. You can smell them from the east to the west. Remember that song? Oh, fantastic song. Anyway, my bold prediction is no penalty for the Rangers on Sunday. Atati will rip them a new arsehole. Like the last time, I think he will. Says John. Yeah, I think so also. And anyway, Fotis Londis has been named as a player linked to Celtic. And he plays in a green and white top with a 3-leaf clover that's done by Adidas. If Adidas want to pick up the tab and for the 15 million and bring him over to Celtic, happy days. But the striker who has netted 21 times in 38 games, that's pretty much what you would call a prolific striker in any league. 21 goals in 38 games. It's almost a goal every game or so. 24-year-old player. He's in that price range for Celtic, but will Celtic break the bank? Will Celtic break the bank for a striker? Does he have European pedigree? Well, he's playing in Cyprus, but with the likes of Frankfurt, Sevilla, Sporting, Stuttgart, Bologna, and other clubs looking at him, £12 million, 15 million euros, the asking price. Roma, Lazio, amongst other teams. Nah, I can't see Celtic. I can't see Celtic going for them. Not a chance. Celtic are going to get into a price war with any club in Europe. Any club in Europe. Not a bloody chance. Right, let me see what other Celtic headlines are kicking around this morning. Brendan Rodgers, the Celtic silence critics once again. Andy Walker names the ideal midfield as pundit Andy Walker. Oh, I'll read this so you don't have to, should I? I'll read this so you don't have to. Andy Walker has um, said the magnitude of the 90 minutes and show at Ibrox with Brendan Rodgers and Philippe Clement as they lock horns in this huge title showdown until the next huge title showdown. Celtic have played one more game than the Light Blues. Andy Walker would never have said that. Who writes this pish? Honestly, Walker reckons that Rangers face a big hurdle in front of their own fans. Of course they do. It's called Celtic. When you look at recent results, it tends to be the team in form. It's a big hurdle for Rangers to get his first win over the mighty Glasgow Celtic FC, champions of Scotland 1967, winners of the big cup. The Rangers dive trying to chase us. And they've got a manager that still hasn't beaten Celtic to this day, but they think that they're going to win the league and the treble. If they do win, they'll be massive favourites of to win. But I think Celtic win, they'll have the foot in front, says Andy Walker. I don't think they would throw it away. If they draw, it's all up for grabs. Well, fucking obviously. Jesus, did you really come out and say this? One man that could prove pivotal to Celtic is Callum McGregor. His touch and go with his fitness. But Andy Walker says, Ian Dickinson, thank you very much. Oh, it's failed. Oh, well, there you go. Ian Dickinson, don't thank you. He continued, it's the first big boost for Celtic. We've got players back. McGregor back. He knows how to handle these occasions. He's been tremendous relationship with O'Reilly. If Hatate is fit and back, there's your three players that are going to dominate. Get the sniper guns out because they're gone down like they're gone down quicker than the Titanic. McGregor, O'Reilly, and Hatate are who Rangers fear, says the one and only. Even Baz says Lindsay Greenwood, and even all. Richard Smith says, hope Kurtwell is playing. Me too. Joseph says, hail Baz, if we win, we will win. Cheating or not. I think so. I think we'll win. I've got a really. Usually I get to the Thursday and the Friday and it's a bit like, nah, I'm not sure about this one. But I am sure about this one. I think we'll come out not harmed. Whether that means we get a draw. If we get a draw, it's all still to play for. They've got to come to Celtic Park. They will not win at Celtic Park. It is not the 2020 season. It's not lockdown season. They will not win at Celtic Park with no Rangers fans. They haven't been able to do it yet, and I don't think they'll ever do it. So anyway, Michael says, hi, Lorna. Sam says he'd take the draw. A draw on Sunday psychologically is a disaster for the Zombies. It will beat them at home and we'll win the league. That's what I just said, Sam. That's what I just said. That is what I just said. And I think that it will be as easy as that. It's if we win this weekend, they'll go into meltdown. They'll think that they'll still have a chance with the cup. Would you take the league over the cup? Yes, definitely, because I think if we play them in the cup, look, when you look at the cup final, right? When you look at the date of the cup final, 2 seconds. When you look, there we go, Ian Dickinson. Thank you very much. That's failed again. What are you playing at, Ian? The 25th of May. The 25th of May, 2024. Saturday, the 25th of May. Scottish Cup final. 25th of May. When you look at it, It's written in the stars. 25th of May. Legends. Legends. Absolute legends. It's written in the stars for Brendan Rodgers to do the unthinkable. It's written in the stars for Brendan Rodgers to stand on the doorstep of Celtic Park on the 26th of May at a charity game and said, "We did it. We became champions of Scotland again for the third time in a row." And yesterday, we won the Scottish Cup on the 25th of May, a day that's iconic in Celtic history. A day that's completely iconic in Celtic history, and the fact that on the 25th of May, 1967, a barrel bunch of men from within a 30-mile radius of Celtic Park donned the field in Lisbon, Portugal, and went on to make history for themselves. Brendan Rodgers will know everything about that. So will Callum McGregor, so will James Forrest. And these Celtic players will have been told under no certain circumstances that they, if they get to the final on the 21st of May, will be allowed to fail. They can go out and make their own legends. They can go out and make their own legends this weekend. They can stand on the shoulders of giants. They can stand on the shoulders of giants this weekend, and they can stand on the shoulders of giants on the 21st of May, 25th of May. And on that note, I'm going to call the video a night tonight, and he's going to sort out the little clock that has gone wonky. And Celtic have to be in that Scottish Cup final, says Helen. It is that iconic date. Everything will fall into place. I called it at the beginning of the season when I said that the two defenders would be the two defenders that they are. We're now in a position that we're starting to get the players back together. Believe, Celtic fans, believe. It is all in our hands. My son was born on the 25th of May, says Kevin. Hail, hail, says boy for Benny Offa. And on that note, it's time to wrap up the video. I will be back with the early morning news video tomorrow morning, and I'll also be back with a live tomorrow evening, a Friday night special. We will be doing a Friday night special, a Glasgow Derby special, where we'll talk about our team. We'll talk about the probability of the team that the Brendan Rodgers will put out. He'll put out his strongest, but it'll all come down to, for me, will Daniel Kelly get any minutes on the pitch? Will Daniel Kelly, the future Celtic captain, be able to don the field at Ibrox and come off as a winner? I think he will. So on that note, have a fantastic day, Celtic fans. A fantastic evening, and I'll see you tomorrow morning. On that note, hasta luego. Have a fantastic evening, Celtic fans all around the world.